नमस्कार, मैं हूं अशोक सिंह और आप देख रहे हैं बॉडमास मेडिकल। आज के इस वीडियो में हम लोग बात करेंगे एनएमसी ने जो नेक्स्ट के ऊपर में गजट पब्लिश किया है। एनएमसी ने सारे डाउट्स को क्लैरिफाई कर दिया है और क्लियरली हर एक पॉइंट्स को यहाँ मेंशन कर दिया है। मैं डिटेल में आपको गजट के हर एक पॉइंट को पढ़ के यहाँ बता दूंगा। इसमें जो महत्वपूर्ण पॉइंट्स हैं कि ये नेक्स्ट 1 का एग्जाम 2 बार मई और नवंबर में होगा। 6 पेपर्स होंगे नेक्स्ट 1 में। आपको पास करना है 50% से। पास करने के बाद आप इंटर्नशिप करेंगे और इंटर्नशिप के बाद आपको नेक्स्ट 2 लिखना है। जिन लोगों ने ऑलरेडी अपना एमबीबीएस कंप्लीट कर लिया है और वो ऑलरेडी प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, उनके लिए अभी 1-2 साल नीट पीजी चालू रहेगा, क्योंकि एनएमसी ने इस बात को मेंशन किया है कि एक साइकिल जब कंप्लीट होगा नेक्स्ट 1 और नेक्स्ट 2 का, उसके बाद ही बाकी एग्जाम्स को वो एबॉलिश करेंगे। तो चलिए इस वीडियो में हम लोग एक एक पॉइंट को डिटेल में समझते हैं। द नेशनल एग्जिट टेस्ट नेक्स्ट शैल फॉर्म द बेसिस ऑफ certifying the eligibility of the medical graduate to register to practice the modern system of medicine in India and therefore serve as a licentiate examination। तो नेक्स्ट एक लाइसेंसिएट एग्जामिनेशन है जिसके थ्रू आपको लाइसेंस मिलता है to practice modern system of medicine, determining the eligibility and ranking of the purpose of admission or pursuing further postgraduate medical education in the country in broad medical specialty and therefore serve as an entrance examination for admission to courses of postgraduate medical education। तो इसका दूसरा मकसद यह है कि इसके थ्रू आपको पीजी में एडमिशन मिलता है और उसके लिए ये एलिजिबिलिटी और रैंकिंग सेट करेगा। हु कैन अंडरटेक दिस नेशनल एग्जिट टेस्ट? ऑल अंडर ग्रेजुएट मेडिकल स्टूडेंट परसुइंग द डिग्री ऑफ एमबीबीएस इन ऑल मेडिकल कॉलेजेस एज अप्रूव्ड बाय नेशनल मेडिकल कमीशन इंक्लूडिंग इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ नेशनल इंपॉर्टेंस। तो ये सारे ही मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में जो बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं, चाहे वो गवर्नमेंट कॉलेज हो, प्राइवेट कॉलेज हो, डीम्ड यूनिवर्सिटी हो या इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ नेशनल इंपॉर्टेंस जैसे एम्स, जिपमर हो। Who else can take this next? All foreign medical graduates fulfilling the requirement of foreign medical graduate licensate regulation, जो FMG का रेगुलेशन था उसको जो फुलफिल करने वाले बच्चे हैं वो इसको लिख सकते हैं। बाय द नेशनल मेडिकल कमीशन फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ ऑब्टेनिंग अ लाइसेंस टू प्रैक्टिस मेडिसिन एज ए रजिस्टर्ड मेडिकल प्रैक्टिशनर इन इंडिया and for enrollment in the state register or the national register as the case may be in such manner as may be specified by regulation। तो सारे FMG जो सेटिस्फाई करते हैं FMGLR जो फॉरेन मेडिकल ग्रेजुएट लाइसेंसेट रेगुलेशन था उसको सेटिस्फाई करते हैं, वो इस एग्जाम को लिख सकते हैं। एनी अदर पर्सन विथ अ मेडिकल डिग्री फॉर पर्पस सच एज परसुइंग एन एकेडमिक कोर्स, ऑब्जर्वरशिप और एनी अदर पर्पसेस as may be specified and approved by the National Medical Commission through due notification or regulation from time to time। ये उनके लिए भी ये वो भी लिख सकते हैं इस एग्जाम को जिन्होंने इस एरा से पहले अपना एमबीबीएस कंप्लीट कर लिया है, उनके पास लाइसेंस है, लेकिन अब वो फर्दर पीजी की स्टडी करना चाहते हैं। तो एक बार जब ये साइकिल नेक्स्ट 1 और नेक्स्ट 2 का कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, उसके बाद भी कोई जिसने एमबीबीएस कंप्लीट किया था, आज के डेट में किया है या 1-2 साल पहले किया है और वो 3-4 साल के बाद लिखना चाहेगा, तो उसे भी ये नेक्स्ट ही एग्जाम लिखना होगा अगर वो पीजी में एडमिशन चाहता है तो। All those who have been granted a license to practice and are registered in the National Medical Register, State Medical Register, as the case may as per applicable regulation at that time for such practice, and who wish to take admission to postgraduate course in broad specialty, जो मैं अभी समझा रहा था उसके बारे में, ये पॉइंट नंबर 4 है। The Commission shall specify from time to time by appropriate regulation and notification the applicable manner of utilizing the result of next for the purpose of admission to postgraduate courses in broad medical specialty through mechanisms such as common counseling by designated authority। It is implied that whenever the next is in force, the corresponding equivalent existing examination shall be phased out, cease to be applicable for the purpose for which the next shall be appropriate। However, if for previous batches the existing examinations are applicable as may be decided by the Commission, then the existing examination shall continue for such time as deemed appropriate to the commission with the understanding that next shall eventually replace the corresponding equivalent existing examinations. The use of scores and normalization of different examination and the next, when applicable concurrently for such purposes as may be appropriate, shall be determined as and when necessary and notified by the commission. Chapter 2. अब ये जो broad outline and general feature of next. Next step 1 shall be a theory examination. The questions shall be one or more than one type of multiple choice type. The examination shall be conducted through a computer-based online mode. The commission will specify by regulation and or by the notification the manner of conducting common counseling by the designated authority for admission to the postgraduate broad specialty seats in the medical institution. The Government of India will decide and notify the Agency of Counseling of Broad Specialty Postgraduate Seats. The examination shall consist of 6 papers covering subjects of 3rd MBBS or final MBBS, both Part 1 and Part 2, Medicine and Allied Disciplines, Surgery and Allied Disciplines, OBG, Pediatrics, ENT and Ophthalmology. Applied aspects of all subjects covered under 1 MBBS and 2 MBBS and applied aspect of all subjects covered under 3 MBBS and Final MBBS Part 1. ये जो 6 पेपर्स हैं इसका टेस्ट नेक्स्ट वन लेगा. All those students who have completed the 3rd MBBS or Final MBBS course from a medical college approved recognized by the commission shall be eligible to appear in the examination. There shall be regular next step 1 examination held twice a year in the month of May and November. तो ये नवंबर और मई में होगा, 2 बार होगा. Or any other time as may be notified by the commission. There is no restriction to the number of attempts to appear in next step 1, provided the candidate has passed both next step 1 and next step 2 examination within 10 years of joining the MBBS course. तो इसको क्लियर कर दिया है 10 साल के अंदर में आपको ये दोनों साइकिल कंप्लीट करना है, नेक्स्ट स्टेप 1 और नेक्स्ट स्टेप 2 का. वो जितनी बार आप. There is no restriction to the number of attempts to appear in the next step 1 examination to improve scores, provided this examination for improvement of scores are taken after completion of next step 2. Candidate is not entitled to appear in next step 1 for improvement of score till completion of next step 2. तो एक बार आपको पूरा साइकिल कंप्लीट करना है, स्टेप 1 इंटर्नशिप, स्टेप 2. इसके बाद आप अपने स्टेप 1 के स्कोर को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए वापस स्टेप 1 लिख सकते हैं ताकि आपको पीजी में अच्छी सीट मिले. द नेक्स्ट स्टेप 1 shall replace the conventional university institutional theory examination of 3rd MBBS, Final MBBS Part 2, 3rd MBBS, Final MBBS Part 1 and 3rd MBBS, Final MBBS Part 2. Practical clinical examination shall continue to be held conventionally unless otherwise notified by the commission. तो ये जो प्रैक्टिकल और क्लिनिकल एग्जामिनेशन है वो यूनिवर्सिटी कंडक्ट करेगी और वो उसी तरीके से चलेगा. नेक्स्ट स्टेप 2. Next step 2 shall be a practical, clinical and viva voce examination covering 7 clinical subjects. यहाँ पर एक सब्जेक्ट एक्स्ट्रा आता है, वो है ऑर्थोपेडिक्स एंड पीएमआर. द एग्जामिनेशन शैल बी सब्जेक्टिव, स्ट्रक्चर्ड, क्लिनिकल, केस बेस्ड, सिमुलेटेड केसेस, पेशेंट एम्ड एट evaluating practical clinical skills, clinical decision making and communication skills expected of an Indian medical graduate. The examination shall be held in person and shall be conducted by the respective state health university institution following the standard and guidelines provided by the commission. Where state health university do not exist, the commission shall decide on the university institution authorized to conduct next step 2 for respective colleges. तो ये जो एग्जामिनेशन होगा वो स्टेट की हेल्थ यूनिवर्सिटी करेगी. जहां स्टेट की हेल्थ यूनिवर्सिटी नहीं है वहां कमीशन डिसाइड करेगा कि कौन सी यूनिवर्सिटी या इंस्टीट्यूशन इस एग्जाम को कंडक्ट करेगा. देयर शैल बी अ रेगुलर नेक्स्ट स्टेप 2 एग्जामिनेशन ट्वाइस ए ईयर. तो स्टेप 2 भी 2 बार होगा हर साल. A next step 2 supplementary examination shall be held twice a year and is restricted to only those candidates who have failed in one or more of the 7 subjects and are required to repeat subjects. If a candidate fails in more than 3 subjects, he must appear in all the 7 subjects afresh in supplementary examination. तो अगर आप 1 या 2 पेपर में फेल होते हैं तो यू कैन राइट सप्लीमेंट्री, लेकिन अगर आप 3 या उससे ज़्यादा सब्जेक्ट्स में फेल हो जाते हैं तो आपको वापस से दोबारा सारे 7 पेपर लिखने पड़ेंगे। There is no restriction to the number of attempts to appear in next step 2, provided the candidate has passed next step 1 and next step 2 examination within 10 years of joining the MBBS course। 10 साल के अंदर में आप स्टेप 2 भी बार बार लिख सकते हैं। There is no problem। Nature of scoring: the marks in next step 1 shall be calculated as whole number which shall serve the raw scores with appropriate decimal and subsequently corresponding percentage. Marks out of maximum of 100 with appropriate decimal may be calculated if required. Next 2 examinations results shall be declared as and only pass-fail based on the acquisition of appropriate competence that is being evaluated। तो यहाँ next step 2 में आपको सिर्फ पास और फेल ये पता लगेगा। Minimum scores to pass: the minimum marks for passing shall be 50%, 50 out of 100 or half of the maximum possible raw scores for next step 1। तो आपको 50% ये लाना है पासिंग के लिए। For the next step 1 in each of the 6 paper a minimum of 50%, 50 out of 100 or half of the maximum possible raw scores should be scored to pass the examination। For calculation of above candidate score across next step 1 examination cycle will be considered। Explanation 1: Candidate A has scored minimum passing marks in 2 subjects and failed in 4 subjects. She can appear in next exam cycle of next step 1, and if he has scored the minimum passing marks in rest 4 subjects, then she will be considered to have fulfilled the above criteria। Calculation of next step 1 scores for determining merit for the purpose of admission to postgraduate course in broad speciality: for the purpose of determining merit for admission to broad speciality postgraduate course shall be calculated from the sum of raw scores obtained in each paper subject in single next step 1 examination only। For determining merit for admission to broad specialty postgraduate course, the next step 1 course shall remain valid for 5 years। However, if candidate is appeared in next exam cycle of next step 1 and then previous next step 1 score would be invalid for determination of rank for admission into postgraduate course in broad specialty, and only last attempt next step 1 score would be considered for determining of the rank। तो आप कितनी बार भी लिख सकते हैं, लेकिन जो आपका लेटेस्ट होगा उसी को कंसीडर किया जाएगा आपके पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट एडमिशन के लिए रैंक को डिटरमाइन करने में। To determine rank for admission into postgraduate course in broad specialty in an academic year, the candidate need to apply generation of a rank in a manner as prescribed by the Commission time to time। Only those candidates who have applied for generation of rank will be entitled for admission in that academic year cycle। Tiebreaker rule for generation of rank: the normalized sum of raw score obtained in each paper subject in single next step 1 examination, method of normalization of sum of raw score for across next step 1 examination cycle will be notified as and when necessary by the Commission। Candidate with lower attempt of next step 1 will be given higher rank। Candidate with higher marks in following order of preference will be given higher marks: medicine and allied disciplines, surgery and allied disciplines, OBG, pedia, ENT and opthal। Utility of next scores: eligibility of an Indian medical graduate for provisional registration to pursue internship as governed by the compulsory rotating medical internship regulation 2021 of the National Medical Commission। Imparting undergraduate medical education shall be eligible for compulsory rotating internship provided all the following criteria are met: pass in each of the 6 theory paper of next step 1 as provided in section 2.32 as indicated above, and pass in 3rd MBBS final MBBS part 2 clinical practical examination as regulated by the concerned university institution। Eligibility of a foreign medical graduate for provisional registration to pursue internship as governed by compulsory rotating medical internship regulation 2021 of the National Medical Commission. A medical student who has completed undergraduate medical education overseas and has fulfilled the applicable requirement provided in the foreign medical graduate regulation of the commission shall be eligible for compulsory rotating internship as approved for such student provided the following criteria are met. Pass in each of the 6 theory paper of next step 1 as provided in section 2.32 as indicated above. Eligibility for grant of license to practice modern system of medicine in India and eligibility to be registered in the National Medical Register, State Medical Register for such practice. Indian medical graduate or foreign medical graduate shall be eligible to be considered in the National Medical Register, State Medical Register as the case may be, and license to practice modern system of medicine in India provided all the following are met with, has completed the appropriate duration of internship as applicable, having fulfilled the requirements provided in section 2.341 subsection A and B or section 2.342 as may be applicable, has passed the next step 2 practical clinical examination provided in section 2.2 as may be applicable, fulfillment of requirement as per registration of medical practitioner and license to practice medical regulation of the National Medical Commission. Any other requirement may be considered appropriate by the Commission as notified from time to time. तो ये जो है ये क्राइटेरिया को फुलफिल आपको करना होगा, तब आप लाइसेंस आपको मिल सकता है. Eligibility for admission to postgraduate medical courses in broad specialty subjects in a college institution approved by the Commission. All those who have been granted license to practice and are registered in the National Medical Register, State Medical Register for such practice having fulfilled the requirement in section 2.34 subsection 3 above are eligible for admission to postgraduate medical course in broad specialty subjects in a college approved by the Commission provided all the following criteria are met with, has been eligible and granted license to practice modern system of medicine in India, having fulfilled the requirement provided under section 2.34 subsection 3 above, has participated in the manner of common counseling as prescribed by the Commission through designated authority approved by the Commission for the purpose. All those who have granted a license to practice and are registered in the National Medical Register, State Medical Register before the commencement of the regulation and who wish to take admission to postgraduate courses in broad speciality need to appear in next step 1 only. तो जिन्होंने ये पढ़ाई पूरी कर ली है और वो अगर आप फर्दर एडमिशन लेना चाहते हैं तो उन्हें नेक्स्ट स्टेप 1 ही लिखना है. Utilization of next score for purpose other than above. The Government of India, the State Government, any organization of the Government of India, the State Government, any autonomous or private body, institution may utilize the next step 1 score for purpose such as employment, scholarship और fellowship etc. तो ये कोई आपको एम्प्लॉयमेंट के लिए भी, स्कॉलरशिप के लिए या फेलोशिप के लिए भी इस स्कोर को मांग सकता है और उसके बेसिस पे आपको ये ग्रांट कर सकता है. MBBS डिग्री विल बी अवॉर्डेड आफ्टर पासिंग ऑफ फाइनल MBBS एंड सक्सेसफुल कंप्लीशन ऑफ 1 ईयर इंटर्नशिप. अब जनरल इंफॉर्मेशन क्या है, चैप्टर 3 उसको कवर करता है. नेक्स्ट स्टेप 1 विल बी अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कंप्यूटर बेस्ड एग्जामिनेशन बेस्ड ऑन हाई क्वालिटी मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन ensuring objectivity and following nationwide delivery and conduction with robust fidelity in a secure manner. The MCQ items would address higher domain of knowledge aligned to competencies expected of an Indian medical graduate or a graduate practicing modern system of medicine, especially in India. Distribution of items and knowledge level of question to ensure assessment of higher domain of medical learning. Majority of items shall test higher level comprehensive analytical skill, clinical problem solving that are aligned to competencies. Next, step 1 format is intended to discourage rote learning by medical student. Case vignettes, clinical case scenarios shall be overwhelming pattern of examination. MCQ item in all subjects shall be distributed as follows: problem solving and analytical skill type 60 to 70%, comprehension type 20 to 30%, recall type 5 to 15%. However, variation of the distribution may be expected. The level of knowledge related to acquisition of competencies shall be approximately must know 60%, nice to know 30%, may note 10%. Paper and distribution of subjects. The next step 1 examination will have 6 subject paper with respective weightage items and time allocation. Applied aspect of all other subject of MBBS, including forensic medicine and toxicology, FMT and community medicine, will be mainstreamed into the relevant clinical subjects. In each paper, approximately 10% items will pertain to applied aspect of related subjects. The following table 1 provided the subjects in each paper with respective number of items and time allotted. Medicine and allied subjects 120 items 3 hours, surgery and allied subjects 120 items 3 hours, OBG 120 items 3 hours, pediatrics 60 items 1.5 hours, ENT 60 items 1.5 hours, ophthalmology 60 items 1.5 hours. Proposed time schedule of paper. Day 1 medicine and allied subjects 3 hours, 2-hour break, pediatrics 1.5 hours. Second day rest day. Third day surgery and allied subjects 3 hours, 2 hours break, ENT 1.5 hours. Fourth day rest day. Fifth day OBG 3 hours, 2 hours break, ophthalmology 1.5 hours. The above schedule is only indicative, subject to feasibility and logistics. Information regarding next step 2. Objective regarding next step 2. The next step 2 shall be comprehensive practical clinical examination to be conducted after completion of internship that evaluated competency in clinical diagnostics, patient examination and clinical decision making, practical and communication skills necessary for practice of modern system of medicine, especially in India. Evaluation method. Each examination would comprise of actual cases, objective structured clinical examination, simulations if possible. Depending on the ability of satisfactory or unsatisfactory performance, there will be only 2 levels of grading: competent or pass, not competent or fail. Distribution of subjects. The following subjects shall be evaluated during next step 2. Medicine and allied subjects, surgery and allied subjects, OBG, pedia, ENT, ophthalmology, orthopedics and physical medicine and rehabilitation. The time schedule and modality of next step 2 shall be decided by the National Medical Commission and the respective authorized university institution after completion of internship and prior to the admission process for the postgraduate courses of that year. The time schedule of the entire process of next examination, internship and admission to broad specialty postgraduate courses shall be announced by the Commission and other bodies authorized by Commission. The proposed likely time schedules are provided in the table below, subject to changes as may be necessary from time to time and duly notified appropriately. Next step 1, May and November. Date of result, first week of June and December. Third MBBS, final MBBS Part 2 practical clinical university examination, first week of June or December. Result, third week of June or December. Internship, 1st January and July, ending 31st December or 30th June following year. Next step 2, regular, third week of June or December. Result, fourth week of June or December. Next step 2, supplementary, first week of September or March. Result, third week of September or March. Postgraduate admission, May and June. The counseling will happen in the month of May and June. Deadline is 30th June. Postgraduate courses will commence from 1st of July or first week of January. There shall again be a counseling in the month of December for the seats which remain vacant after earlier counseling held in May and June.
आज के इस वीडियो में हमने नेक्स्ट के गजट को डिटेल में समझा। अगर आपको नेक्स्ट के गजट के ऊपर में कोई डाउट है तो आप स्क्रीन पे दिए गए नंबर पे कॉल कर सकते हैं, और अगर आप हमारी नीट पीजी की पेड गाइडेंस लेना चाहते हैं तो डिस्क्रिप्शन में जाकर गूगल फॉर्म भरें या स्क्रीन पे दिए गए नंबर पे कॉल करें। अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया तो वीडियो को लाइक एंड शेयर करें और चैनल को जरूर सब्सक्राइब करें। वीडियो देखने के लिए आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू।
YouTube
channel.
Broadcast.
Medical.
Broadcast education. Your dream, our mission. We are Team Broadcast.